So hi and welcome to my War Thunder videos. This time I'm not reviewing, but I just want to talk about the Beaufighter. And I think I'm going to do a little episode of my new bomber, my new German bomber also, because it's a very good plane. But this is the Beaufighter. And you may say that this is the most OP plane in the game. Why? Because of its armament. I mean, look at it. It has 4 20mm guns in tier 5. Come on. It's a troll in the sky, as they always say. It turns a little bit slower than regular planes, but of course it's a heavy fighter, so well, it still turns very fast though. I mean, I've tried the Germans. They're heavy fighters. They have the same amount of guns. Sorry. First, there are 3 different kinds of Beaufighters. We have the first one, where it has 4 cannons, and you have an option to mount torpedoes. It's 760 kilogram torpedo bomb, and you can the second Beaufighter that you unlock at tier 6. You can mount 8 rockets or a torpedo of the same kilogram, 760, and you have an extra 4 guns. So not only cannons but also guns. But of course you are going to see higher ranks, so it's kinda balanced. Although the Beaufighter is a very OP plane. I mean, look at it. It's so fast. It's so maneuverable. I know it isn't like a normal fighter, but look at it. It can turn so easily. And the Germans, it was like turning a boat. You just can't turn it. You just hoped when I flew the Germans that someone was stupid enough to go one versus one me in front of my nose, so I just can't take him down and get an easy kill. But the Germans can take a beating, and a very big beating. I've had people, like I think 8 people, sitting on my tail and just can't take me down. The only way to take out a German heavy fighter, I'm not talking about the Messerschmitts, I'm talking about the Dorans. I think it's called the Dorans, I'm not sure, still don't know. But the Germans, the only way to take out a German fighter, heavy fighter, is by launching rockets at him, ramming into him, but I don't recommend to ram into him because you're going to see rages from the chat, and it's not fun if someone rams into you. Or taking out his back flaps. I still don't know how it's called. I think tail control, I'm not sure. Those flaps on the back, what does the following, that you can lift off like you do here, because otherwise you're just flying in one direction. But the Germans also had an option to mount 850 kilogram bombs, and that's one thing. That's a big problem with the British, that from tier 4 you don't have a bomb, and no, tier 3. From tier 3 you don't have a bomber anymore till tier 7, and a lot of people that don't have premium and just, well, can't reach a tier 7 because it's just too difficult. You need lots of XP to get it, and still, if you have a tier 7 finally, it's you have to get the money. So it's very difficult to hit. It is possible, but it's more difficult. So I'm taking down a Russian plane because Russian planes are always my primary target, because they just absolutely OP. The only planes where you have to be afraid of meeting up frontally are air cobras, those German fighters where I was talking about, and a Yak 90. You don't want to see a Yak 90 in front of you. So, by the way, I got 11 kills from this battle. There is a huge part cut out. That's my fault. I think you missed 2 kills, I think, but I got 11 kills, and I think I ran down 3 times. Made I think 5 to 7 kills with my Beaufighter, and the rest was with the Spitfire and Hurricane. But the reason why I'm flying low tier planes is because I'm flying up with friends, and they don't have premium account, and they don't have a big, well, they don't have a big level like me. Right now I'm tier 12 with the Americans, tier 10 with the Germans, tier 10 with the British, and tier 2 with the Russians only. Yes, you can see this plane. Look at it. It has a twin engine. The back gunner is useless. don't expect to get to let him get the kills. But look at it, it's also a very beautiful plane. I mean, if you maybe you know, but the C-130 looks very much like the Beaufighter. And what the German fighters were, the heavy fighters were just a response to the Beaufighter. Well, I mean, I've heard of Spitfires, I've heard of Hurricanes, I've heard of Typhoons, but I never heard of the Beaufighter before, till I play this game. And every who does that? And here you have a very nice kill here. Look at that, the power of the Beaufighter. Cling! Oh, another kill. Yeah, the Gladiator of course is a very easy kill, but still, he just flew in front of my spray. The guy in chat, the guy who I was talking to said to me like, let the Gladiator, let me kill the Gladiator, and I said like, okay, I killed the Yak 19 or the Yak 7B. I mean, I killed the Yak 7B then, and I just, oops, killed the Gladiator per accident also. But I mean, the Beaufighter is... Well, what you do have to know is that this plane does get chased a lot, like you see here. I'm getting chased by IL-2. This game was a very good game, but normally you don't see that. Normally the whole team is on your tail because they want to take you down, and I understand, because when I was allowed here, the Beaufighter was my biggest threat. You don't want to meet a Beaufighter. So in launching up the Spitfire here, this was actually the gameplay with the Beaufighter. I got a couple of kills with my Spitfire and my Hurricane, but that's it. I mean, here you go, 6 kills with my Beaufighter. But yeah, you have to, don't, even though you're very strong, but don't do that. Don't fly into a swarm of enemies. You will be taken down immediately because the whole team wants to kill you. Take out lonely targets like I did. I mean, right now I'm a fighter, and I know that, well, there are 2 guys of our team, there are 4 of the enemy teams, and from now I think I must know that they all suck, so it should be no problem to kill them all with my fighter. But with the Beaufighter you don't want to do this shit, because they will all chasing you. And like you see, the Spitfire is a very maneuverable plane. It's not that fast as the Germans, but it's a very maneuverable plane. I mean, everything. The Spitfire almost can outturn everything except Russians. Sometimes you have a problem with Russians. The Russians have the same model of outturning people. But I don't have really much to say about this game anymore, so I'm going to quit now, and you can have a see how it ends. So I'm Phalhell and I'm out. Bye.
Ik dacht, het gaat hier heel goed aflopen. Black sheep. Het is de laatste keer dat we dit gaan doen. Ik heb een heel slecht matchje gespeeld. QT staat laatste, maar ik heb een heel slecht matchje gespeeld.
Ik zat terug laatst.
Hoe komt het?
Hoe komt het? Met een niks kunnen doen, maar die 2 ground targets kapot maken.
Oh, we hebben 2 ground targets. Nu zit er nog street.
Beste hiervan.
Zijn we aan het verliezen?
Ja.
Hoe komt dat toch?
Ja, ik weet niet, mijn team is verslaagd, hè.
Ja, team en man, jezus.
Ik
Niks.
sta weer als student dan, ja, doet team niks.
Heerlijk. Behalve uw afschieten.
Friendly fire overal. Maar waarom vliegen die altijd te gronden? Ik snap het niet. De fighters heb je
Dat
toch
is
niet
niet
probleem. Pak
Ja,
je iemand
soms
even die
veel-
hebben achter me staan daar?
Oh, ja, maar hier van de laatste concept en nog wat. Oh! Dat was close. Wat?
Wat de fuck ben ik aan het doen eigenlijk?
Nee! Waar hebben mensen vandaag mee proberen te rammen? Wat voor ik aan de enemies
Ik
was.
geef je een tip.
Hoe kwam dat?
Als je de Beaufighter bent, nooit in
Ik
een
weet
horde
niet waarom mij
enemies
te
vliegen.
schieten, echt waar. Ik die allemaal verborgen.
Nooit in een horde enemies vliegen, want iedereen wil er neer hebben.
Ja, daar had ik kans niet voor.
Gewoon neer.
Ik ben helemaal kapot en voor en de enemies was voor aan de berg.
Als dit toch maar een rammatchje is, hè. Ga ik ook meedoen.
Hier nee. Nee, Lars.
Ik heb een stuk
Slaagt erbij, man.
Je zet je het opnemen. Hoe denk je dan hoe die film af te krijgen? Dat is een filmpje.
Ja, dat kan ik wel, oké. Maar ik ga niks met die IT-bullets, joh.
Ah, maar is. Oh, wat is dat hier, man? Is dat hier soms vandaag te... Is dat hier soms te trainen of zo? Om elke keer als je een beetje geraakt wordt op kogels met je grond of zo?
Ja. Wat gebeurt daar? Nu vliegt er een plas gewoon.
Er rijden er vliegen gewoon rennen mee in de achter van mijn team.
Team!
Ik was...
Team!
Dus ik ben in mijn Blenheim nog over.
Ik ben zo aan het
Dus ik ben al 2 keer gekot op mijn eigen team in die matchje.
Ja, het was een slecht matchje, maar oké.
Was
Nee, joh.
Voor mij toch? Oké, nu ga ik wel niemand meer rammen, dat is niet
Kijk
tof.
eens aan. 11 kills, 35.000, 14.000 credits, man. Dat is niet veel.
Dat is wel niet te veel. Waarom zeg je alweer weg, Farin?
Ik heb mijn 14.000. Dat is omdat ik